how to hit the driver more consistently. Hit it more in play, hit it longer, hit it straighter, and get the most from a club that can really help you shoot your lowest scores. Remember, if you're liking the tips in these videos, you can subscribe to my free weekly newsletter, link in the description down below, where we go into more depth on loads more subjects, and it's all absolutely free weekly learning. So one of the killer moves, one of the biggest problems we see with golfers when it comes to hitting their driver is they're not able to control the angle of attack. So let's think of the angle of attack of a club moving as it hits the ball on the way down, maybe at the level or on the way up. And what we see from generally better golfers is their ability to control angle of attack and to get the most out of your driver, to get the most speed, and for lots of golfers to encourage better club pass, you find they hit the driver with the club coming on the way up. Now what we find if we hit the ball with an angle of attack that works for your swing is it actually builds in club path. So for lots of golfers, we see them hitting on the way down, but also then to the left. So they're hitting down and to the left. This loses distance, increases spin, increases for lots of golfers curvature, where when we get golfers hitting the ball a little bit more level to even on the way up, we maximize distance through often reduced spin, better vectors going through the ball for launch, and also it reduces curvature because often the downward attack is people standing the shaft up, pulling the handle down and left, which is slamming the club down and left. So we need to give you some simple ideas, and I've got like a really simple drill which I can share with you to help you hit this driver more consistently and start enjoying your golf more. Because remember, we hit more consistent drives, we get control of this angle of attack, you'll be in play more, the day is a lot more fun. So tip number one, I've got a tee and I'm going to stick it in the top of my club with as much of the tee hanging out as I can. Now I'm going to use this tee to help me understand when things might be going up, things might be going down, things might be going left or right. All these ideas can be visualized, seen and felt then through your body with the use of this simple teaching aid. Now the position we're going to use to help you identify what this tee is doing is we're going to talk about when your hands get down to opposite trail thigh. So they're opposite my trail pocket. When your hands get down to that position, we need to understand what is the tee doing. So for lots of golfers struggling with consistency, what we see when their hands get down by trail pocket, so for me, my right hand pocket, the tee is actually still pointing in the ground, believe it or not. They're still pointing that tee down. Where what we see from better players, when their hands get down near trail pocket, their tee is actually starting to level out a lot more because they've started to take these wrist angles out, where lots of people who hit down and struggle with slices, believe it or not, are holding on to wrist angles far too long. This tends to put loft on the face and open the face, requiring a more out to in path to try and slice the ball back on the target, and that can go wrong because when the face isn't open it just goes way left, and when it's open too much that's when you're losing them out of bounds on the right. So I want you to think about hitting up at this ball. For me to hit up, I need to get this tee pointing back up at me somewhere before I hit the ball, for it then to start coming up and start coming back around to my tummy button. If I wanted to hit down at this ball, I would absolutely keep holding on to these angles and then swing down and left. Like I'm not leveling out with the tee now to about here. Like, you know, this is an exaggeration, but really late. Hands opposite lead leg, then hitting down and left. If you can get the idea of getting this tee to come out, get these angles to come out, you're actually going to get the club to the ground earlier. Getting the head to the ground earlier is what might allow you to now hit up. Now I hear you, lots of you are saying, yeah, but lots of golfers, what they do is they cast it, they chuck it out this way, but watch what happens. We still see when you cast it, so if I'm throwing it this way, you can still see that club's pointing down at the ground. The good angles, the good club paths, the good kind of dropping down on the inside, those kind of ideas comes from the arms dropping, the trail arm straightening and the wrists unwinding, meaning that tee is nice and early to get level. But we want to push this drill on a little bit more. So the next feeling I want you to integrate is actually trying to get the tee up into the air early, because I do love a little bit of an exaggeration for golfers who struggle with these. So I want you to feel when you get hands down near trail pocket that you've actually got the tee coming up in the air. So I want you to feel like you're dropping your arms, straightening your trail arm a little, taking these wrist angles out and getting that tee up early Just the feel then as you turn through that club, now coming up, it's going to really help that low point down at the bottom and give you this driver consistency that you're looking for. Now the second part of this tip, which you can use the tee for as well, is we want this tee then shooting back towards your tummy button as you go through. Golfers who tend to hit down and left, they tend to again get the club out here as they come through, arm collapses, upper body might chase a little bit as well, and you can see the tee is pointing off out this way. We actually want that tee coming with us, so it's going to get flat to the ground, start coming up towards us, and then stay pointing up towards us as it comes through. This is going to give that nice body turn down angle of attack to get the consistency that we need. So I'm just going to piece that together. I'm going to try and get that tee up in the air, and then on the way through I'm going to point it back towards my tummy button, really visualize that coming back towards me, and then I'm going to try and apply that to my shots. Gaining more consistency with your driver is going to lower your scores and help you enjoy your golf a lot more. If this tip has helped you, hit that like button down below. And you want more in-depth tips, I've got a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to with the link also down below. But if you want to understand how to hit your driver a little bit further as well and stay on YouTube, this video's got all the information you need.